I'm Gloria Strode and welcome to Straightforward. Today we have a very special treat for you. Some of the brightest students in the Chattahoochee Valley, the robotics teams from Brookstone. Welcome.
Yes. Thank you.
I tell you, you all have really been busy. All of this creativity, I'm not really sure exactly what it is. I know it's a robot, not really quite sure what it does, but I'd like for you to share with our audience what this is, how you developed it, and what it's supposed to do.
All right, and so basically every year we have a certain competition with a video and a goal that we have to accomplish. So this year it's all space themed. So one of the main things was coming up and off of a lander, which is what we have built this contraption right here for. You can.
Yeah, so this thing raises up and it has a claw on it. So this thing closes and it can hang on a little metal hook that's on the field, and it supports this whole robot with this ratcheting mechanism that we 3D printed.
Okay, so you 3D printed this,
Yes.
and then you created
Yes,
it.
ma'am.
Well, so all these metal parts, they're prefabricated, they're all pre-made.
Right.
So we actually just buy these from like a retailer. But you see all these orange parts right here?
Right.
We actually have a 3D printer at our school. So we get to use that and 3D print that. These pieces custom made. So there's like a phone here. This is meant to hold a phone, and this is meant to hold on. So if you look right here, there's a ratcheting mechanism which helps us keep torque while we're climbed.
So this is space themed.
It's space themed.
So will this be working on Mars or Venus, or exactly what are we going to do with that?
It's like actually it's down here on Earth. So
It's on Earth. We won't be doing Mars or
No.
Venus. Okay.
Not quite.
Okay.
So actually, so the main goal of it really is to land on like this mini size like moon lander.
Okay.
It's like a model of a moon lander.
So it's simulation.
Simulation, yes,
Okay,
ma'am, exactly.
okay.
And one of the other major things is to gather resources such as gold and silver, which we're currently working on at this current moment.
So it's going to gather gold and silver.
Yes, ma'am.
And when it gathers the gold and silver, you're going to bring it back to me.
No, not
Oh,
quite,
okay.
not
I
quite.
thought I would want to get you pinned down on that, but that's
Sorry.
not going to happen. Okay, so this goes out in the desert. Is that where you?
It's a competition right here in Columbus. Our next one is December 1st
Okay.
at Brookstone School, where we will be showing off the next version of it.
The next version.
Yes,
So
ma'am.
you're going to make this bigger and better.
Yes, well, not quite bigger because we're already at our 18 by 18.
Okay, so
by
you
18.
had some specific.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, parameters.
Yes.
And so you had to build it in those parameters and make sure it did what it was supposed to
Yes,
do.
ma'am, exactly.
How long did it take you all to do this?
Oh gosh.
Here, so it actually, there's a season. It's kind of like a sport actually. So we have like three big competitions. We had one this past weekend actually. There's one in December, and then there's our big one in February that decides if we move on to state and national and stuff like that.
Okay, so this is to compete.
Yes.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, so you all will improve this.
Yes.
It's going to be perfect. It's going to find all the gold and all the silver, and then you're going to try to enter it into the state level.
Well, that's
Yes.
the hope.
Yes.
Yes, ma'am.
That's the goal.
Yes, definitely.
Right. And so what are the requirements of being on the robotics team? Can anyone be on the robotics team? What happens? How does that work?
So every Brookstone student can come sign up, and just help build a robot, and then we compete. We bring a smaller group just so it's not as crazy
Right.
at competition time, and yeah.
Okay, so you have project leads.
Yes.
Right. And so when he's building one thing, you're working on something else?
Yes, ma'am.
All right. And then you have to put it all together.
Yes.
And make sure it finds all the gold and silver.
Yes,
You
ma'am.
see, I'm really locked in on the gold and silver because I'm a jewelry person. Okay, and so is there a membership? Do you have to pay? It's just a part of the academic program?
It's just a part of the academic program at our school. It's like a club that everyone can
So it is a
participate in.
club?
Yes, ma'am.
But it's for the upper grades. It's not
Yes,
for
ma'am.
the...
Everyone in high school, 9th grade and up.
Okay, 9th through and up, because the middle schoolers, theirs would probably be a different level of
We've
competition.
actually had like quite a bit of interest in the past couple of years. So we actually had to make two teams, as you'll see later today. We'll have a all-girls team, and we have a guys team. This is the guys team robot. And you'll talk to them next segment, I guess.
Okay, and so should I think that the ladies robot will do more because they're ladies, or do we think we get equal time on this? That was a loaded question. You all answered, like, oh, a typical guy would. No, I was just teasing. I know that you all are very conscientious, and your coach is
Mr. Paul Davidson.
Davidson. So are you working with Mr. Davidson after school on this, or it's during normal school hours? How does that work?
So there is a robotics class that's another option for the students to participate in. And then also we meet after schools and on the weekends to get it done.
Okay. All right. And so parents, have to buy into this as well, because you said you're traveling to competitions.
It's definitely a time commitment. But one thing that helps with that is that at Brookstone we have a robotics class actually. So one of our class periods, like I'm taking it, I think you're taking that next semester. So what we do is we actually have a class period dedicated to working on this robot.
Okay.
So in years past, we really haven't had that, but this year we've really stepped it up a notch and been able to get a lot more done.
Right, because this is a part of the science and technology thing. So now you can actually get class credit.
Yeah, this counts as a
technology. And before it was just extracurricular activity, just a club.
Yes.
Right, but again, it can be 9th through
12th.
Through 12th.
Yes, ma'am.
And you can sign up to be in the club. It's not a requirement that you are already in the technology class.
No.
Right, so even if they're not there yet, because I know sometimes the underclassmen, we call them like 9th graders, they're not there yet, but they'll get there.
Yes.
But they can still be a part of the club.
One thing that's really great about this program, FTC, is that it's not just about the robot, right? So we have people who organize the other parts of it, like outreach, we'll talk about that. We'll have people come on later for that. And organizing the show as well, it's a lot of marketing and stuff like that. So you don't necessarily have to be a tech person to be
right, because you need people for marketing, public relations, and sales. You need that, because once you develop this, it's going to do all of the finding of the gold and silver.
Yes.
Then we got to have somebody to take it out there and sell it to the big companies.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, all right. Well, we're going to see what your other team members, I want to check out the ladies and see how brilliant, we know they're beautiful, I want to see how brilliant they are. So what we're going to do is go to our sponsors and we'll be right back.
All right.
Okay, we'll be right back after word from some of our sponsors. Straightforward is brought to you by Chalk by Quincy introduces Excellence Redefined, timepieces of the finest technology, luxury, and class with tons of style at chalklifestyle.com. Renal Associates LLC, a team of physicians dedicated to excellent kidney care with 5 convenient locations to serve you: Stark Avenue, Columbus; Bradley Park Drive, Columbus; Lafayette Parkway, LaGrange; West Washington Street, Eufaula; and Spring Street in Warm Springs. Vanessa Jackson's District 3 Successful Scholars Program, supporting students in achieving academic excellence, outstanding citizenship, positive social and cultural growth, believing in success for kids. Dr. Sheikha Shaw Family Medicine, connecting your health to your future. Dr. Shaw prides herself in providing compassionate health care and establishing long-lasting relationships. Conveniently located at 2827 Warm Springs Road, Suite 3B. Call her today at 706-324-4177. B&O Services, consumer-focused personal care homes, providing innovative and integrated services for persons with developmental disabilities, creating quality experiences with a loving hands approach. For more information, call 706-330-1826 or visit bnoservices.com.
Walmart's reason for supporting Thurgood Marshall College Fund is simple. We like to win. And we have been given a lot of exposure to some incredible talent. And we also believe that it's a part of our responsibility to the community to give back. This is a great opportunity to do both. It's been a wonderful experience for us through the years. We've appreciated our partnership. We believe in return on investment, and we have definitely had a remarkable return.
I'm Drew Brees, and being a dad means the world to me. I'm Drew Brees, and being a dad means the world to me. And one of the most important things any parent can do is make sure their kids get active at least 60 minutes each day. Studies show that physical activity not only helps kids stay healthy, it can enhance important skills like concentration and problem solving, which can improve academic performance. This means physical activity can help your kids in the most important game of all, life.
And welcome back to Straightforward. This is an awesome day. We are learning a lot about robotics, and our next group, the ladies in the house, hello. The ladies robotics team, how non-traditional is that? Because normally, historically, it would always be the guys. So we have something that's hot pink. It looks interesting. I'm not really sure. At first I thought it was a go-kart, a dune buggy. Wasn't really sure what it's supposed to do. But share with us what you have created here.
Okay, well, this is our robot for the challenge that we have this year. It's more of a rover style compared to like the box that the boys had. And so we have the same challenge as the boys, which is to get the gold and silver minerals. And to get that, we have this sweeper on the front here, which we will go over the minerals and we will sweep them into this claw, which will raise it up and put it in the lander.
So this is like grading the soil, and then all of the gold and the silver, when you collect it, will come up in the claw, and then you can package it up and mail it here to us. No,
Sure.
Yeah, sure, right, okay. All right, so this is the same concept,
Yes, ma'am.
but yours is streamlined and hot pink.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, just make sure we put our female signature on there. So normally robotics has been historically for guys. So when did you all start with the girls' robotics?
Well, this is my first year, and like this is our team's first year also, and I just kind of thought it'd be something fun to be a part of my last year in school and try something new.
So you're a senior?
Yes, ma'am.
Oh, okay, so what about you?
I'm a senior too, yes, ma'am.
Okay then, so the ladies, you are taking this launch and then you're gonna go on to the next level. So you all will be competing as well?
Yes,
So
ma'am.
you will enter this. Will you be competing just against other ladies, or?
We compete against the boys' team. Also.
Oh, so
Yes, ma'am.
even though you're from the same school, you all are gonna compete against
do.
each other?
Yes, ma'am.
So if you all go to state and the boys not make it, you have bragging rights?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, so we're going to be tweaking this and perfecting
Oh,
this.
yes,
Oh,
yes,
definitely.
yes,
You know, I don't want to show favoritism, but is there something I can do to help make sure that the ladies are winning this competition? Nothing I can do. Okay, that's all right. Okay, so are you working on this in class? Is it a ladies' club, a young ladies' club, or you just have to jump in with the guys?
Well, they do have a class, and we all meet in the same room, but usually we'll come after school or during lunch or on Saturday mornings. Just depends, but
Okay. And so what are you going to do? Is this something that you're going to take with you since you're seniors, you're graduating? Will you be taking this to the next level?
Hopefully. Well, I know for me, I want to major in computer science, so I'm hoping that this will help me with my problem-solving skills and things. And so being able to like build a robot and doing all this will help in college, especially if there's something similar to this by the time we get there.
Okay, well, that's good. Problem solving. What about you?
well, we're both on the programming team, so I just think that coding is really good to know for the future, I guess.
Programming team.
Yes, ma'am. Yes,
ma'am.
So share with our audience exactly what that is.
Well, in our competition, there are two stages, and there's the autonomous part, which is where you code it all before, and then once you hit the play button, the robot does it all by itself. And then there's the teleop part, which is where you have like
The what?
the teleop.
Okay, just want to make sure that you're saying it so our viewers can hear
Yes,
it.
sorry.
Okay.
And that part's basically where you have like a remote controller or something, and you move the robot around yourself.
Oh, really?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, and so you've gotten that all figured out.
Yes, ma'am.
So you have the two teams. One is what now?
Autonomous.
Autonomous, and what's the other one?
Teleop.
Okay, and so, but you have to know what's going on both sides, right?
Yes,
Right.
So one has to be talking to the other to make sure that this is a success.
Yes, ma'am. Like for the competition, the autonomous part comes first, which Emily coded, and so the robot has a task that it has to do. And then once we get to the teleop, we're our drivers for our teams, so we pick up the controllers and control the robot and make it do what we want it to do.
So on the autonomous, and you're programming it.
Yes, ma'am.
So you're telling the robot what you want it to do. You're
Yes,
giving
ma'am.
the directions.
Yes, ma'am.
Really? How about that? So what are you going to do at the next level once you graduate?
I have no idea right now.
But you have an interest in this.
I
right?
do. I
So
think
is it
it'd
going
be
to
cool.
continue in technology or?
I hope so. I think it'd be fun to major in something like that, or just something along the way.
Something exciting.
Yes,
Yes, because you know they're using robots in surgery and things like
They
that
are.
now. And so if you are already acquiring these types of skills and you go on in technology, you could just really make a lot of money. I mean, that's the wave of the future. It is. And so what can you tell other young ladies? What's your pearls of wisdom? Don't be afraid. Try something different. You know, because sometimes people put you in a box. You don't have to stay in the box. So what's your pearls of wisdom?
I would say don't be afraid to be different. I know ladies aren't in STEM right now as much as they could be, and like if you just go for it, you will be accepted and you will be like amazing. Like there's so much that girls can do in STEM and technology and all of that that they just don't know yet.
Right, and they just have to take that leap of faith.
Take that leap, yes ma'am.
So what's your pearls of wisdom? Since you're a senior now, you've learned it all for the underclassmen.
I mean, I would agree. I'd say the same thing pretty much, and just like don't be afraid to try new things, because I could have been playing volleyball or any other sport right now, and I just thought this would be something fun to try. And also, like, it was really intimidating because the boys, and they've all been doing it in the years in the past and everything, and in our last tournament, we showed out and we beat them.
Yeah, we did.
I like that. So the girls did beat the guys the
Yes,
last
ma'am.
time. Oh, you have bragging rights. You know, I love that.
Yes, we do.
Yeah, we just have to rub that in a little. And like you were saying, that they had, you know, a head start,
They did.
because usually science and technology and things like that, they mostly would push the boys. And so now you all are blazing the trail. The ladies, okay? And we've already had one win. So we're going to go back, tweak this, and we're going to get ready for the big competition.
Yes ma'am.
And when you all do that, we're going to have you come back. And we're going to have big time bragging rights. So what we want you to do, though, seriously, is to find those young people, underclassmen, and encourage them, because you all will be graduating, going on to the next level. And girls rule the world. We already know that. Absolutely.
Yes, ma'am.
So thank you so much. I'm excited that you all came and shared this with us.
Thank you.
All right. We'll be right back after word from some of our sponsors. Straightforward is brought to you by Warrior Outreach. Contact Command Sergeant Major Retired Sam Rhodes or Kathy Rhodes. The Hugel Foundation, enriching the community through Christian music support, community outreach, and the Georgia Through Photography Project. For more information, call B at 706-568-6431. Progressive Funeral Home, family owned and operated since 1952. The George Ford legacy of high standards continues today in the compassionate and professional services provided. A touch of dignity for those who care. Progressive Funeral Home, 4235 St. Mary's Road, trusted by generations. Best Care, transforming minds and bodies, leading the way in the latest techniques of medical weight loss and wellness. Certified in family medicine and bariatrics, Dr. Blunt is ready to assist in the transformation of your mind and body. Call today, 706-221-6477, or visit bestcarecolumbus.com. East Alabama Endocrinology, educating and caring for those living with diabetes in Alabama and Georgia. 1400 Bradley Lake Boulevard, 3320 Skyway Drive, Suite 602, Opelika. Take charge of diabetes and live your best life. State Senator Ed Harbison, serving the citizens of Georgia's 15th Senatorial District and on the front line for veterans every day.
Walmart's reason for supporting Thurgood Marshall College Fund is simple. We like to win. And we have been given a lot of exposure to some incredible talent. And we also believe that it's a part of our responsibility to the community to give back. This is a great opportunity to do both. It's been a wonderful experience for us through the years. We've appreciated our partnership. We believe in return on investment, and we have definitely had a remarkable return.
History is important because it shows where you're coming from and where you're going. Type 2 diabetes is something that runs in my family, which means I'm at risk. In fact, 1 in 3 American adults are at risk for developing type 2 diabetes. And knowing this, if I do nothing, that family history becomes my family's future. And my family is too important to me for that. Take the risk factor assessment today at AskScreenKnow.com.
And welcome back to Straightforward. I'm continuing this awesome visit with the fabulous robotics team from Brookstone. And joining me is William and Caden, the business end of this organization. And it takes people in the business side to make all of this happen. So you all are part of robotics, but you all do something special, and that's what? To find sponsors, get the word out to the community. Share with our audience exactly what your roles are.
So what we do a lot, we don't necessarily build the robot, but we do a lot of marketing, like finding sponsors, making sure we have money for things, making sure that we do outreach in the community to make sure that, you know,
people are aware.
Yes, that
right.
people are aware.
Awareness.
Yeah.
Right, and you made a good point there, because it takes money for all of these. Like he said, some of them are prefab.
Yes.
Some of them are not. You all have a 3D copier.
Yes.
And so they needed that in order to come up with some of the other parts. And so it takes money for all of that.
Yeah.
Right. So you've had community sponsors, you got business people, large companies.
Yes, ma'am. Like, we also have to communicate with some of our local resources. The local technical college, they've helped with parts of our robot that we cannot buy or we cannot fabricate ourselves because we don't have the machinery. And that has been a good partnership for the last 4 years. And they've helped us.
So that's a good collaboration, other community resources that you all can call on, and that saves money. So then you don't have to work so hard getting sponsors.
Yes.
Because with everything, whether it's the Super Bowl or if it's going to the Olympics, everybody needs a sponsor.
Oh, yeah.
So when you all go for competitions, so you all are the boots on the ground, trying to make sure that the team has everything that they need to travel.
Yes, we
to
make
us.
sure that we have snacks for everybody to eat. We make sure that we have the T-shirts for everybody. The T-shirts are covered by our sponsors also.
Really?
And yeah, just a lot of things are covered by our sponsors that
So
we
when
garner.
you travel and
Yes.
people, just like if you were football or a band, you all are the persons that making sure that they have snacks.
Yes.
You don't want them to get hungry because you want them to be sharp for your
Yes.
competition.
Yes, ma'am.
Right. And that's really all of those fine details. I think sometimes people don't realize that it's more to it than just the day of. There's a lot of preparation on getting the team there. Yeah. And so what's your classification? What grade are you in?
I'm a senior.
Oh,
Yes.
so you're going to be leaving. So
Yes.
now you have to mentor someone
Yes.
to fill your spot.
I have to pass on the torch and let them know, you know,
Yeah,
what
train
needs to
them
be
up
done.
so
Yeah.
they'll know what to do once you have moved on.
And I am also a senior.
Yes.
So all of you, you know, at least 4 of you, maybe 6, everybody's moving on. So you have a responsibility to train someone else to take your place,
Yes, ma'am.
because this has to continue.
It
And
does.
it's very important. And so how long have you been working with the Robotics Club? How long
This
have
will
you
be
been
my
a part
4th
of it?
year with Robotics Club.
Really?
Yes.
Okay, and you've been the business guru on that side.
And I also my 4th year with the robotics.
Really? So you all are the old people.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
You are the old people, because some of the people were actually probably in the lower grades when you all first started with this. So now they are coming over into high school. Okay, and so before you all travel, do you have a checklist?
Yes.
Do you have things that you go through so those that are competing don't have to worry? You know, because that's what managers do, whether you're a boxer or a skater or whatever.
Right.
So that's what you all are
Yes, ma'am.
responsible for.
Like, we have to get ready. We have to make sure we did pay our competition fees. We have to make sure that we have all the spare parts that we need printed or manufactured or whatever, or however we're going to make them. And we have to make sure we have snacks for our team and other things like that.
So you all are responsible for making sure they have the spare parts and everything, and they have to trust that you all have taken care of those things because they're focused on something else, you know, and that's very important. So it takes all of the people doing their part to make sure the team is successful.
Yes, ma'am.
Right. So how many competitions have you been to so far?
Oh, wow.
So I know they say they do
Yeah.
a couple every year, so you've gone at least every year.
Yeah, I'm trying to think. I don't know.
This
At
would
least-
be my this weekend was my 16th competition.
16?
Yeah.
Oh my goodness. I was thinking like 2 or 3 a year. But no, it's far more than that. So you're competing at different levels. And so you all are responsible for the logistics to make sure that every I is dotted, every T. And one thing you did say was to make sure the entry fee was paid. Because if it's not and you all get there, who's in trouble? The business team.
Yes, ma'am.
Right. So you all are making sure that you take care of that. And there are deadlines for that as well.
Yes, there are.
Right. And so you have to be paying attention to those. So as those come up, you all keep a calendar. Is that what you do? And say, well, the next competition is what, December? There's another one in January.
Yes.
And then you're lining up the resources for that.
Yeah.
Yes,
Yeah.
ma'am.
And your leader is Mr. Davison.
Yes.
And so he's trained you all and kind of passed the baton over.
Yes, he has been a great help. And now that we have become seniors, when we first started, we were doing a lot of things, asking for help for a lot of things. And now we're kind of, doing things on our own. And he's really kind of taken a small step back. So
A small step back. Right, because he prepared you to take the lead. And I mean, that's what a good instructor, a good coach does. So that when you all go out, you can present, how to move, among your peers and get everything done. And you don't just have to have an adult doing everything for you. Yeah. So what are your pearls of wisdom for the young people coming behind you? Because you're going to graduate and go on and do great things. So what are your words for them?
Wow, that's a big question. I guess just don't be afraid to try something new. Because when I first came to high school, I didn't think I'd be in robotics. I never even thought about it. So, and I tried it, ended up loving it, and I've been here for 4 years now.
Right.
So
stretch
yes.
out of your comfort zone. Yes. What are your pearls of wisdom?
I would agree with his sentiment of just don't be afraid to try something new. Because I was the exact opposite. I thought I would be hands on the robot all the time. And it turns out I love to market and the business side of things and the community service side of things. And another thing I'd say is don't forget to influence your community and don't try. It's not about you. It's about helping other people.
And making a difference in your community. And then what you all are doing as seniors is paving the way. Because you have those that are 11th, 10th, and 9th, and they will be moving up. So you have a responsibility for those that's on the team to show them. So when you leave, there won't be a void. And then Mr. Davison won't have to step up to the front of the line. He can remain, a step back, as you put it. So I am very excited. I want the boys to win too, but I'm going to be a little partial for the girls in the hot pink. So we'll see what happens at the competition. And then based on what happens, you got December and then next year, then we'll have you back. All right?
Okay.
Well, thank you so much. Keep up the good work and make Columbus proud.
Thank you.
All right. This has been straightforward. If you don't stand for something, you will fall for anything. Until next time, be blessed.